We were fenced in by wire fencing, not by a wall. And a gate would open, a truck would drive in, soldiers would come out, maybe only 2 with guns, and scoop anybody that was walking on the street. But mainly, they were grabbing children. The idea was to get rid of the children because they were of no use. Someone pulled on one of my braids. And this happened quite often. It would always be a boy doing this to me. And I would always react with some violence. But so as I turned, it wasn't a boy this time. It was a man. And he was a small man in stature, short and very slim, had big blue eyes, and I sort of looked up at him. And instinctively, I knew that he wasn't a Gestapo. I don't remember being ever told that, I remember feeling it. That's what it is, it's a feeling. No, that I knew that you don't, Polish people are no good. And Jewish people to the Polish people are no good. And that's all I know. So I was scared. And him, I wasn't scared. And I don't know why. He said he would like to see me again, and what would I like him to bring me? And you know, I had nothing. I didn't have a doll, I couldn't read or write, so a book was out of the question. But I didn't have toys, I didn't have anything. But I asked for food. That night I came upstairs and Mrs. Turkin said, "Never again is she going downstairs." First of all, I cried because I saw, I'm sure it was a rat or a mouse. I'm sure it was a rat. That's one thing. I was dirty, I was hungry, and I was dirty. I dirtied myself. I was just in that space. And when she took me into the bathtub and started washing me, she said to him, "Never again is she going downstairs." And they discussed it. They said, "They'll find her. We're dead. We're not going to save her. We're not going to save ourselves. Somebody is going to find her here." She didn't care. She did not care. I didn't have any clothes, and I only washed and wore, and then I finally grew out of something, and I didn't have what to wear. And Mrs. Turkin took one of her dresses, and she cut it up, and she made me a dress. She made me 3 times, not at the same time, but 3 times during the 2 years, dresses out of that one dress. She made panties for me. I was allowed only at night to walk in the apartment. During the day, I spent in their bedroom, because their style was that they never opened up the curtains because they were facing the courtyard. But the window the main window, which was the kitchen part, had a table against the window. The window was always open, and people passing by would wave to Mrs. Turkin if they happened to see her. They kept doing that. But the washroom was on the other side of the kitchen, up the hallway. And in order for me to get there, if I had to, so I crawled on the floor, under the window, got to the washroom, did what I had to, and crawled back. I never realized until later, much later, years later, when I thought about them, what they endured. You know, they were saviors. They saved a Jewish girl's life. They are honored as righteous among the nations. Yes, 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 that's absolutely true. But the day to day, what they had to endure in order to be those saviors. I was the beneficiary of their food that they shared with me, of their shelter that they gave me, the care that they gave me. I benefited from that. But every day they had to be scared. They were more scared than I ever was. What if? What if I got sick? What if they had to call a doctor? What if the doctor wasn't sympathetic? What if the doctor walked out and denounced us? What if I coughed and someone in the hallway says, "Who have you got there that's coughing?" I mean, 1,000,001 things. Day after day after day. Not only for 1 month, or not only for 1 day or for 1 year, but day after day. And this is what they should be, it should be incorporated into just that one sentence of righteous among the nations. And that's what, not just because, what does it mean to save a life? Day after day. Day after day. And that's what they did. And they didn't do it for money. And they didn't do it for any material gain. They didn't do it. And they loved me. They loved me and they protected me.